expensive. It's high time I found my resolve anyway.
Captain!
There's trouble! Shige, Bekunosuke, what's up?
A report from Zenitsu.
A boat carrying 2 strangers was spotted, and they've just come ashore.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am the protector of Kaga, Maeda Matazaimon Toshie. I offer you my gratitude in granting us this audience today.
And I am Lord Toshie's wife. I am known as Matsu.
I'm Chosokabe Motochika. Can't say I'm happy to see you here. Sorry, that's rude of me. You don't look like you're here to make war. So, what can the Ogre of the Western Sea do for you? What brings you two all the way out here?
A message. We ask that you cede Sanuki and Io. Our Lord Oda Nobunaga, whom we serve, states that if you will forego all land save for Tosa and Awa, he will guarantee the security of your remaining holdings.
Pipe down, you dogs! He expects me to just hand over my inland coastline. He talks like he's already become supreme ruler of this world. Hey, I got a message you can take back to him. Watch your back, Devil King, or you may find a blade in it.
Lord Chosokabe, Ogre of the Western Sea. This is to prevent the whole of Shikoku from being razed to the ground. I beg of you, please acquiesce.
What if I say no?
We were prepared for that answer. Lord Chosokabe, I ask that you honor me with a duel, upon which...
I've heard many tales of you, Matasa of the Spear, and I've long wished for a chance to face you. But let's hold up a sec. Life can be a real bitch when you choose the wrong master. It's true in any era, and whether you're on land or at sea. Every order is to burn this or massacre that. Acts of injustice that betray your moral compass until you can no longer bear it. You petition the Devil King, and he responds with an ultimatum. Win me over, the man who conquered Shikoku, or he will destroy Kaga if you fail. That pretty close? My scouts told me of how he treated poor Azai of Omi.
Our plight was that transparent.
It's all right. I'm sure you're well loved by your good people. Your wife's got a lot of nerve, though. Just like that bastard said she would.
What bastard?
Lord Mori! We would never expect you might come in person to such a place.
Stand down for the moment.
My lord. Good work, boy.
The next time you allow that filthy thing near my person, I will cut it down without hesitation.
You're starting to think my plan's not such a crazy idea, and that's why you came down here with Yumakichi. Is that what you came to say, Mori, my man?
Before you question me, tell me who you really are.
We've already been through all this. My name is...
If you are the vagabond of the Maeda, you would never ask the Chosokabe and the Mori to collude against Oda. As a member of the Maeda family of Kaga, which serves Oda, it simply makes no sense.
That's where, you know, I'm doing what I think is for the best. Right, little buddy?
So you only have the monkey to vouch for you. If you wish to keep your head...
Never mind that. Those spies you sent to Shikoku, they haven't returned yet, have they? Chosokabe has them. I caught them myself and gave them to him as a gift. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure I believe me either. Now, don't get me wrong, like you, he was no pushover. But once I managed to duel him to a draw, he finally gave me the chance to sit down and talk. The Ogre of the Western Sea is on board. The next move is up to you. Whether I am who I say isn't the issue. The point is to get you two to agree to just one meeting without trading blows. That's all I want. Fortunately, after being held here, I've discovered Chosokabe's spies are, well, safe. Which is great. You can exchange your hostages on the inland sea of Seto, and while you're both there, you can discuss joining forces against Oda.
And you think I would agree to that?
I'm kinda gonna make you.
Really?
It may not have been what you set out to do, but having turned the tables on every foe who's tried to invade Aki, you now find yourself the ruler of the entire surrounding region. Until recently, you pretty much just had to keep your eye on Chosokabe, who conquered all of Shikoku. But now that you're at the point where you can't escape invasion by the Devil King, you're plotting to get your hands on the new weapon Chosokabe's supposedly making. Motochika has embraced the craftsmanship of mechanical weaponry, and the floating fortress Fugaku is really the pinnacle of that. In the fight for supremacy over the inland sea of Seto, it's an abomination that threatens the balance of power. So obviously, I can only assume you were planning on destroying it or stealing it. Too bad for you, it's already been completed and is set to sail for Aki at any time.
I beg your pardon?
I'm dying if I'm lying, right? I saw it with my own eyes. The main cannon on this thing is just huge, for real. It's a monstrosity, like some gigantic armored sea turtle.
You are certain Chosokabe and his pirates will be appearing aboard this Fugaku?
Yeah. Motochika is a pirate who keeps to his word, and he's guaranteeing the safety of your men. But if you don't meet him out there on the open sea, he'll think I'm trying to double-cross him, and I'll end up fodder for his gigantic cannon.
Of all things, you are using strategy to force my compliance. Very well. I shall agree at least to exchange our precious men.
Encircle Oda?
Our Keiji, are you sure?
Oh yes. By this point, he should have made his way to the heart of Mori's camp. The men I sent to observe enemy movements haven't returned, and I have Mori's spies that Keiji brought me as a gift. Plan is to exchange hostages at sea, then call a brief truce and join forces to knock out the Devil King.
He's out of his mind.
I have heard Lord Morimoto Nari is not a general who invades other lands on his own initiative.
To walk into his camp and urge him to take up arms against Oda is...
No, you're right. Keiji's got his work cut out if he wants to win him over. But if the rest of Kyushu falls the same way that old goat Shimazu went down, even Mori will have to give it some thought. But don't get me wrong, I'd rather not join forces either. But given the situation, I will do what needs to be done. So, this is where I need you to find your resolve as well. Keiji hatched this outrageous plan, and the only reason he's even trying to pull it off is for your sake. For the honor of the Maeda.
And here I thought he spent all this time playing around.
We do serve Lord Nobunaga. It's no surprise he couldn't tell us.
Why do I get the feeling you knew what he was planning?
That's just the kind of man Keiji is. Besides, even if Chosokabe had agreed to cede his lands, Oda would have simply used Iyo and Sanuki as a foothold to conquer the rest of the lands on the inland sea.
Perhaps. No, I'm fooling myself. I'm sure you're right. I, Matsu, have found my resolve.
What is that?
I wrote this before we left Kaga, for Lord Nobunaga, to relate our intent to secede from Oda.
Matsu.
My Lord Inuchio, hear me out. While he has shown us great favor, Lord Nobunaga's actions no longer contain one shred of honor.
But I have given my word.
This has troubled you for some time. You wish to honor the sanctity of all life, even our foes. For all men have gifts and talents that should not be squandered. So you search for another way, where we can support those who might unite us and lead us. You spoke of this with every battle. Now Keiji's prank with the cold bathwater makes sense. He couldn't stand seeing you like that, so he tried to liven things up in the house a little. Which means the reason you told me to let Keiji go at the time must have been because in your heart, even though you couldn't tell him, you agreed with what he was about to do.
Indeed.
All right, you dogs. It's the Fugaku's maiden voyage. Let's give her all we've got.
What's wrong, buddy? Just hang in there a little longer, Yumikichi. And we'll get you guys back to Motochika soon, too.
We appreciate it, but you don't have to do this.
Well, it was my bad. Sorry I blabbed about the Fugaku.
Nah, as long as everything works out.
But the Fugaku's main cannon, it's still not...
Shh. It doesn't have to be completed as long as Mori doesn't call your captain's bluff. Hey, Mori, my man. Don't you have any ambitions of conquering the world?
I've no use for the world. The sun holds my ambitions.
Oh, is that right? Well, in that case, we need you as part of our alliance, since the Devil King hopes to blanket the sun with his ominous cloud.
I said I would think on it.
All right. But you know, these folks sure act like they're at a never-ending funeral.
You dogs get your fill? You ready to fight? Aye! Fate will someday grant us glorious battle with Mori. But today, we return their spies unharmed, with honor and respect. Though treasures in this world abound, none are as precious as this sea we sail and the lands we sow. If the Devil King wants to burn it all, we'll just have to save it before we fight over it. Aye! But it is still Mori Motonari we face. Do not let your guards down. Aye! Push comes to shove, we take the Fugaku straight to Aki and unload. And as the sole commander of the inland sea of Seto, the ogre of the Western Sea will defeat Oda! Aye!
So this is it. Lady Matsu of Maeda's vaunted home cooking.
Did Keiji say something?
Yes, he said Matsu's cooking is the best in the world.
Bless that boy.
Master Keiji said he wants everyone to eat good food with good people, to laugh and cry and live. That's the world he wants to help bring about.
Motochika and his men, they're good-natured guys, yeah? Don't you think it might be fun to be their friends? If people would just stop for a minute and get to know each other, they wouldn't always be hurting each other.
Master Keiji said he prepared everything the way you always do it. But, he must have not been paying very close attention.
That sounds like him.
What the hell is that?
Now then, your move.
Toshi! Matsu!
Keiji!
Ahoy, Maeda Keiji! You played this off perfectly. How goes, Mori Motonari? It's been a while. Look here, I got your spies safe and sound.
Lord Mori!
And I have spared your men's lives.
That son of a bitch.
Now, Chosokabe, let us begin negotiations.
Captain! We've got us surrounded!
Mori, you...
All goes according to my calculations. Forgive the pun, Maeda Keiji, but your monkey business was all part of my plot. I was aware in advance that you would be coming to the inland sea of Seto, and I made use of that.
So we've been dancing to your tune this entire time.
There are none in this world who can thwart my cunning. Chosokabe, leave your fortress Fugaku to me, and flee here with all swiftness. I am a child of the sun. It is unthinkable for me to call a lowly pirate my equal.
Listen to me. You two are finally face to face. Please, just talk to him.
Lord Mori, he is right! We beg of you, please join in taking down Oda!
After which, we might find a way to live in peace with Chosokabe!
You are no longer required. Foolishness. Mere spies would presume to question my judgment.
Hey, Mori!
Master Hashinosuke! Oh god, no!
Why such cruelty?
Scalawag! Are you insane? These are men who have risked life and limb in service of you!
Harukichi! No! Harukichi! Sahita! Those men, they had families back home!
The field of battle is a chessboard, and my pawns already have you at checkmate. At this range, you are too close for your cannons to take aim at me.
Don't do that!
Pawns are made to be sacrificed.
Lord Chosakabe!
Move it! All right, you dogs. This is for vengeance. Now let's go show them what the warriors of Tosa are made of!
Seize their fortress, Fugaku!
Knowing him, he'll be fine!
You cannot outwit me. Accept your defeat! So the man with no brain relies on his brawn. There is no shame in that. Think of your death at my hand as an honor.
Think you can take me? I dare you! Try!
None shall be allowed to blot out the sun!
Time to pay for your sins, Mori. Your shrine on Itsukushima Island will read evil God.
The inland sea of Seto is mine. I shall be the one to protect it. So you survived, dead monkey trainer.
Motochika, please calm down. I know how you feel, but if you let that rage rule you, we're right where we started. Mori, my man, I misjudged you. You're a cruel bastard.
Out of my way, vagabond! This fight started long before you got here.
Any man who dares mock me shall be slain by the power of the sun!
You pig-headed moron! What we have to do right now is to make war. To keep more wars from happening, all right? If you neighbors can't join forces, just for the moment, there will be no future to fight over! Kasuga! Don't tell me. It's time!
They've begun the final assault? Mori, we will finish this later!
The look on your face, very ninja-like today.
Is that different from my normal face?
I heard about poor Kenshin. I'm sure he'll...
Of course he will. That is the man he is.
Yeah, that's the spirit. The power of believing's an incredible thing, isn't it? As long as he has you, Kenshin'll...
Oh, shut up. Save your speeches for someone who actually cares.
The Sea of Setsu, huh? That ought to be an easy row for my guys.
We will head for Azuchi by land. Whether or not we become involved with the hostilities will depend. And just maybe a surprise attack on Chosokabe might be in order.
Captain, Fugaku's main cannon still isn't complete!
Don't worry about that. The Eastern generals have got to be running out of options, because nothing they've got can get through Azuchi Castle's walls. Just keep firing as much as she can take. If they're too stupid to dodge a few cannonballs, they never had a chance against the Devil King to begin with.
That kind of makes sense.
Captain! You got a limit!
All right, good. You hung in long enough. I'm sure at least one found its mark.
Now, with the addition of the 2 generals of the inland sea of Setro, the long-sought encirclement of Oda was about to be realized. Though when this battle ends, the generals may once again cross swords. Each of them has a clear vision of the future which thrives in their hearts.